Shravanam Diaries podcast.
Hare Krishna everyone, we're continuing to read Bhagavad Gita as it is, the book by His Divine Grace Abhayachara Naravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Chapter 16, The Divine and Demoniac Natures, texts 1-3. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Abhayam Sattvasam Shudhir Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitih Danam Damascha Yagyascha Swadhyaya Stapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhas Tyagah Kshantirapayishunam Daya Bhuteshvaloluptvam Mardavam Harirachapalam Tejakshama Driti Shocham Adroho Natimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharat, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. Purport. In the beginning of the 15th chapter, the banyan tree of this material world was explained. The extra roots coming out of it were compared to the activities of the living entities, some auspicious, some inauspicious. In the 9th chapter also, the devas, or godly, and the asuras, the ungodly, or demons, were explained. Now, according to Vedic rites, activities in the mode of goodness are considered auspicious for progress on the path of liberation. And such activities are known as Daivi Prakriti, transcendental by nature. Those who are situated in the transcendental nature make progress on the path of liberation. For those who are acting in the modes of passion and ignorance, on the other hand, there's no possibility of liberation. Either they will have to remain in this material world as human beings, or they will descend among the species of animals, or even lower life forms. So I think we really have to take into consideration, be grave about the fact that if we are in these modes of passion and ignorance, there's no possibility of liberation. How important it is for us to develop these godly qualities, sattvic qualities, and of course, above sattva. Okay. In the 16th chapter, the Lord explains both the transcendental nature and its attendant qualities, and the demoniac nature and its qualities. So in this chapter, everything will be explained. He also explains the advantages and disadvantages of these qualities. The word abhijatasya, in reference to one born of transcendental qualities or godly tendencies, is very significant. To beget a child in a godly atmosphere is known in the Vedic scriptures as Garbhadhana Samskara. If the parents want a child in the godly qualities, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life of the human being. In Bhagavad Gita, we have studied also before that sex life for begetting a good child is Krishna himself. Sex life is not condemned, provided the process is used in Krishna consciousness. Those who are in Krishna consciousness at least should not beget children like cats and dogs, but should beget them so that they may become Krishna conscious after birth. That should be the advantage of children born of a father and mother absorbed in Krishna consciousness. The social institution known as Varnashrama Dharma, the institution dividing society into 4 divisions of social life and 4 occupational divisions or castes, is not meant to divide human society according to birth. Such divisions are in terms of educational qualifications. They are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. The qualities mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities, meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from the material world. In the Varnashrama institution, the sannyasi, or the person in the renounced order of life, is considered to be the head or the spiritual master of all the social statuses and orders. A Brahmana is considered to be the spiritual master of the 3 other sections of a society, namely the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. But a sannyasi, who is on the top of the institution, is considered to be the spiritual master of the Brahmanas also. For a sannyasi, the first qualification should be fearlessness. Because the sannyasi has to be alone, without any support or guarantee of support, he has simply to depend on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one thinks, after I leave my connections, who will protect me? He should not accept the renounced order of life. One must be fully convinced that Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his localized aspect as Paramatma, is always within, that he's seeing everything, and he also always knows what one intends to do. One must have thus firm conviction that Krishna as Paramatma will take care of a soul surrendered to him. I shall never be alone, one should think. Even if I live in the darkest regions of a forest, I shall be accompanied by Krishna, and he will give me all protection. That conviction is called abhayam, fearlessness. This state of mind is necessary for a person in the renounced order of life. And of course, in some other places, Srila Prabhupada mentions that all of us are supposed to be sannyasis by our mood or consciousness. Even if we are grihastas, we should have that mentality. Sannyas means everything is for Krishna. Everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. I really like this definition of fearlessness, actually. Because this is a very long purport, we will stop here, because Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, he goes each point by point, and he speaks about each quality mentioned in the verse. So today we will stop at fearlessness. And so that I would remember it nicely, I'll just repeat it for myself, what it means actually, again. So, it means that we should not think who will protect me. Who? We should be convinced that Krishna is always within. He sees everything. He knows what one intends to do. And he will take care of us. That conviction. Krishna will take care. And he will protect me. That's called Abhayam, fearlessness. Also in Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada mentions this saying, Avashya Rakshabha Krishna. That the devotee is very confident that Krishna will protect him. Okay, so on that note, we shall stop here for today. Thank you so much for tuning in today. The book links, previous episodes timeline, and biography of the author can be found on shravanamdiaries.com. The link is in the description, and we shall see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.